Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm always happy to lower the boom, but it's nice it's on the headset. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And it's an honor to rise virtually tonight on a snowy night in Ottawa to pursue a question I originally asked on October 25th relating to the regulation and management of pesticides in this country, particularly a class of chemicals referred to as neonicotinoid insecticides. And the question I asked, I'll have to say that the honourable member for Ottawa Centre's response wasn't, in fact, I almost felt as though it was wrong to ask for adjournment proceedings because it was an excellent response. But events have continued to move ahead on this file, Madam Speaker. What I raised in question period on that day referenced an in-depth investigation by one of Canada's better investigative journalists and newspapers. It's online. It's the National Observer. And they documented that the Pest Management Regulatory Agency of the Government of Canada had colluded with the manufacturer of neonicotinoid insecticides, Bayer. We used to think of them only as the nice providers of aspirin, but they're the producers of a lot of pesticides. And they'd undermined the research of a Canadian researcher named Christy Morrissey and prolonged the use of chemicals that we know to be dangerous to human health and that science knows are also particularly dangerous for pollinators that we so desperately need for the health of ecosystems, for agriculture. If we lose our pollinators, it's a multi-billion-dollar hit to the economy, not to mention that these are dangerous, as I mentioned, to human health and the environment. Now, we should have banned these pesticides by now, but I have to say that in response to my question, it does appear that the Government of Canada, that between Health Canada and Environment Canada, there's been an investigation into the role of the Pest Management Regulatory Agency, including with the pesticide manufacturer. That was documented in a further article by the same researcher for the National Observer, so that on the same day that I asked the question, the journalist in question, Mark Fawcett Atkinson, published an article titled Health Canada Probes Claim that Government Officials Help Pesticide Manufacturer. And he continued, there's a series of articles for those who wish to look, looking at the deep connection, the collusion between pesticide manufacturers and our regulatory agency in protecting pesticides instead of protecting human health and the environment. So in the discussion, the debate at adjournment proceedings tonight, which I'm honored to participate in again, I'm really hoping that the Government of Canada is ready to step forward and in response to what has been, since I asked my question, a huge coalition of environmental and health protection groups have, with independent scientific support, have been asking the Federal Minister of Health to at least temporarily ban the toxic insecticides known as nicotinoid insecticides until an expert independent panel can determine whether they are, no one can call an insecticide or any toxic chemical safe, but whether the benefits can outweigh the known risks. And that process is one where I really hope that the Minister of Health or whatever parliamentary secretary is on hand tonight can give us an update and encourage us to believe that we can at long last move for at least a temporary ban on one of them, imidacloprid, which is
the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, I would like to thank my colleague for the question and for the opportunity to address a matter that is important to Health Canada and to all Canadians. I want to assure you and all Canadians that we take our role to protect the health, safety, and well-being of Canadians seriously and hold our scientific processes to a high standard. PMRA scientists are professionals who use their expertise to support Health Canada's mandate when it comes to pesticides. They make decisions that are guided by rigorous scientific principle and rooted in objective scientific evidence. PMRA's scientific staff are experts in the fields and believe in the importance of their work and its impact on Canadians and the environment. Casting doubt on the integrity and independence of the work undermines their professionalism. PMRA's work is governed by strict legislation and policies that ensures decisions are based on thorough scientific evaluation using scientific evidence and robust data, whether from academia, industry, or non-governmental organizations. Public consultations are required on all proposed major decisions and do not compromise PMRA's decisions. In 2016, a proposal to cancel all uses of imidacloprid was shared with the public based on various data, including from academics. This consultation generated numerous comments and new information. In 2017, a multi-stakeholder forum was created to address data gaps and gather new water monitoring data. Since then, substantial water monitoring data and new scientific papers were reviewed to inform the PMRA's final decision. The analysis showed that with additional protective measures, some uses could continue safely while others were to be canceled. The PMRA continues to efforts to communicate its decision transparently and accessibility, ensuring Canadians are informed about pesticide safety. They work closely with Science Advisory Committee on pest control products to ensure independent scientific advice supports evidence-based decision, enhances transparency, communicate the science behind decision, and inform a rigorous approach. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The honourable member for Saanich Gulf Islands. The honourable member is on mute.
Sorry, Madam Speaker. I'm sorry to have to say that wherever the honourable member said robust, the correct adjective is lax. Where the honourable member said that the Pest Management Regulatory Agency uses science, I'd have to say they are colluding with industry at every stage. I urge all honourable members to see the further reporting called Deep Links Revealed between Canada's pesticide regulator and the industry, November 29th. It shows a revolving door between industry lobbyists, industry representatives in and out of PMRA's management. I've had a lot of experience with PMRA. They're not listening to science. It's as if toxic chemicals in this country have constitutional rights and are innocent till proven guilty, while the rest of us are exposed to unacceptable risks. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, the integrity of Canada's pesticide regulatory system depends on continued reliance on robust science as prescribed by the Pest Control Products Act. The regulatory decision by PMRA on imidacloprid was supported by data from registrant, provincial and federal governments, academia, non-governmental organization, growers group, and open literature. This decision was open to public consultation for 120 days, which ended in March 2017 and resulted in approximately 46,000 comments. In addition, a multi-stakeholder forum composed of federal and provincial government agency, growers groups, independent researchers, non-government organization and manufacturers facilitated by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada examined the use of...
The motion to adjourn the House is now